All right, welcome everybody to another part one, part two. As you can see over here, General Rafael Buelna International, Mike Zulu. We're in Mazatlan, where we landed yesterday on a wild approach. The VOR DME runway 8, hand-flown approach at night, visual approach, but nonetheless very exciting. Went well. Beautiful day. 73 degrees. Real weather says partly cloudy in Mazatlan. Looks like it's kind of sunny if you ask me, but sometimes we see a little conflict on some of the atmospheric conditions. In any case, you may be asking, for the one or two of you that watches these, where are we going? Well, we're going to be taking off from Mazatlan, headed north on a 537-mile flight, expecting about 75, maybe max 90 minutes. Don't know exactly what to expect wind-wise, but up to El Paso, Texas. So, let's get up on the flight deck. Let's go through our startup procedure. And let's get in the air. Mazatlan, much smaller destination than I initially realized when I decided to go here. But still fun. Okay, battery.
Pause system test. Okay.
Okay. And APU. Recognition lights. And anti-collisions. Floodlights in the cockpit up. Got light now, but I expect, I don't know, it's 3:53 Pacific Standard Time where I am. 4:53 Mountain. Hour and a half, let's say. It's going to be dark when we get to El Paso. I think that's pretty clear. In any case, go ahead and set our VS. 3,500 feet. And our APU is now at, excuse me, 100%, so we'll start our, start our right engine. Hope I don't have COVID. Oh dear. What is going on with me? All right, right engine spooling up. Release the parking brake. Expect we'll get pushed back, but maybe not. You never know with this thing. Okay. Excuse me. Gosh, I'm a mess. All right, we'll go ahead and sync our altimeter 2988. We'll set our nav source at PFD, on the PFD to FMS, bearing 1 GPS. Going to be doing the RNAV X-ray approach to runway 4. That's my expectation in El Paso. Nice long runway, 12,000 feet. And you know what I was shocked to learn was that El Paso's at 3,962 feet. Can you believe it? Minimums at El Paso, 4320. Go ahead and enter that. Yeah, I didn't know El Paso was so at such a high altitude. Interesting. PFD settings, wind option 2. Okay. Right engine is good. Do the left engine now. Okay, left engine starting up. Got plenty of gas on this flight. Let's do a notch of flaps. Left engine's coming up nicely. Set our speed, 195. I did download, I mentioned earlier that there's a third-party add-on to deal with the roll oscillation. And I had mentioned before that I don't like doing third-party software. This isn't software so much as it is a modification to the configuration file, the CFG. So that actually might be something that could be useful. But I didn't have the energy to do it today. I downloaded it, but I didn't have the energy to install it and go through all that. It's kind of involved. All right, speed bugs, we already did, all on. That's what we need to do. Okay. RNAV approach, so no worries about knowing any particular ILS frequencies or anything like that. Both engines are good now. And we did have trouble, get our pitot heat on, did have trouble getting ATC arrows yesterday when we landed here. I don't know if that's a problem associated with Mazatlan or what that might be. Anyway, let's go through our checklist here again. Turn off our APU now that both our engines are going. Turn off the APU gen, which I think you're supposed to do. All right. Okay. And then last but not least, we're going to be flying at 45,000 feet today. Normally we do this through a step procedure, but since ATC is not reliable enough for my liking yet, I say yet optimistically, we're just going to climb up to 44,000 feet. Arm the VS 3500, good. All right, speed is set to manual. Engines are going, APU's off, flight directors. And yes, nav headings, nav source, wind, pitot heat flaps. Okay, good. Let's get our taxi lights on. And let's get out of Mazatlan. What do you say? Let's zoom in here on our MFD just so we can see the airfield a little better. Okay. Parked right over here yesterday. Right about there. Now, the only other question remaining is, will we get arrows? Let's check with ATC. Cancel out. Taxiing, hold short, runway 8. So, is this... Yeah, you know what? We don't have any arrows. There's no arrows at Mazatlan, friends. And apparently no pushback. Whew. Let's try the old-fashioned way. Shift P. Nope. This is very peculiar. No pushback available. Ground services. Let me try it. Request pushback. Let me try it. Oh, hey, we are going to get pushback. Okay. But it doesn't appear as though we're going to get arrows. I do feel like I need pushback because it's not like I can turn right and head out to the runway. Here's the runway over here. I don't want to hit that TBM. So let's get pushed back. God, that's a pretty plane, isn't it? Just look at it. It's a beauty. Oh, look. See this? Some things never change. Let's go out here just so I can do a screenshot. There we go. Look at that beautiful, beautiful girl. What a knockout, huh? Okay, now we don't want too much pushback there, Cochise. All right, thank you. That's good. Okay, you can stop. Thank you. Whew. Jesus, almost took out that one. Look at that, almost took out that 172. I wonder why we're not getting arrows at Mazatlan. Didn't get them last night when we landed, not getting them here this morning. That's very weird. Let's check our control surfaces. Aileron left, aileron right, elevator, pull up, elevator down, and rudder. Looks good. Okay, make sure our spoilers work. They look good as well. Let's go. I wish I had arrows, but luckily this is a pretty straightforward airport. Good. Okay. I don't want to take out that TDM. Whew. That was a little close for comfort. Get on the yellow line over here. Wow, tiny airport. I wonder where they want us to go. Where would they want me to go? I'm gonna guess we're gonna actually stay on this yellow line to the right. Just looking at the airport layout, it doesn't seem like it would behoove us. Like if we went over here, we're committed to the runway. But if we go on this one, we stay here, then left, then at right, then we're on the runway. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. And we'll just keep our little airplane symbol. This is funny. The winds were... Gosh, this is eternally frustrating. The winds at the setup page listed 2 knots from the north. But if you look at this now, this is 3 knots from the west. So we're going to be taking off with a tailwind. Let me fix the goddamn camera. Son of a bitch. Okay, thank you. Sorry. Anyway, I can handle a 3-knot tailwind, but it's just, it is, the wind engine is buggy. It just is. I'm sorry. It's not reliable, which is concerning. Alright, so you see where we are there on the MFD, that center screen. See what we're doing? So we're actually going to taxi onto the runway and then backtrack taxi. Yesterday I had to backtrack taxi as well after I landed, which is, you know, not, you know, it happens at smaller airports.
Approaching runway 08.
But I looked at a satellite photo of the
Entered runway 08. 7,200 feet remaining.
went a little past the stop bars. Anyway, I looked at a satellite photo. There is a turnaround apron, a place for you to kind of taxi off the runway and help make you help you make a UE. But it's not in the sim, so that is what it is, I guess. Anyway, let's see if we have takeoff clearance. Oh shit! Cleared for takeoff, runway 8. Cessna 343 Bravo Whiskey. All right. With this aircraft, it's light. We're I think 30% on our fuel. Although with a 3-knot tailwind, we only have 1 passenger. Probably don't need to taxi all the way to the end. But you know what? Runways are like pizza. Never turn them down. If you've got a few extra 100 yards of runway that's been offered to you, gosh, take it, because you hate to be in that situation where you think, God damn it, I wish I had 300 extra feet. Because that's probably going to be one of the last thoughts you have. So we're going to taxi down to the end of this runway 8 with our 3-knot tailwind. And then we're going to execute a U-turn that I hope keeps us off the grass. But no promises. Okay, ready? Here we go. Flip it! With the toe brake. Come on, come on! Come on! Uh-oh. Oops. Looks like we're going off-roading here, friends. Sorry. Hey, listen, I could edit this stuff.
Approaching runway 08.
Betty's like, why'd you leave?
Runway 08. 8,600 feet remaining.
That's kind of funny. I don't edit this stuff, friends. With me, you get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Even if I, well, listen, in truth, if I had my flight yoke that I ordered from Honeycomb in September, that probably would have been easier. But it hasn't arrived yet, so making that U-turn proved a little more challenging than I would have preferred. Hey, listen, we'll be okay. All right, let's sink our heading bug, and let's back out here. We don't need to be quite so close anymore on the MFD. We're going to be switching over to nav as soon as we get in the air and engage in the FLC. Let's fly, friends. Ooh, before we do though, let's start that timer. Okay, here we go. Ready for a flight in the skies of northern Mexico. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Landing lights, pulse light, everything's on. All right, now let's go. I promise. Airspeed's alive. Tailwind seems pretty harmless so far. 80 knots. 120, 140, 150, and rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Autopilot's engaged. Auto throttle's engaged. smooth takeoff, all things considered. Up that speed a little bit. Okay, gear up. We'll switch over to the FLC. Set it at 220. Landing lights. Window shot. Flaps retracted. You see the flaps still on notch 1? Flaps retracted. Nice. Woo, we are going like a rocket. Gotta love this light airplane. Incredible thrust. Incredible on this plane. Little screenshot there. Love it. God, I love this freaking game. I know that it's got its issues. I know it does. I was reading the forums today. Oh God, there's this problem, there's that problem. And I've been frustrated by it too. Make no mistake. Let's engage nav, start our turn. But by and large, man, COVID's been a lot easier to endure because of flight sim. Let's get that speed up again. We're already at 9,000 feet. Set to 90 now that we're 10,100 feet. Kind of an interesting departure here. Let's see. But all things considered, an acceptable departure from Mazatlan as we head off to El Paso, Texas, which I checked and it appears to be a very nice day in El Paso. My backyard, it's 58 degrees, but in El Paso, it is 64 degrees and partly cloudy, with winds. Winds are from the west-southwest. Boy, don't I feel happy that I'm landing on runway 4. Well, in the sim, the winds were from the northeast. So, what are you going to do? It makes more sense to fly the weather in the sim than the weather in real life. But the problem is that because of the delay, by the time we get to El Paso, the winds may indeed be off the, or from the west-southwest. But we'll play it by ear. If it turns into a situation where we have to change our approach runway, those are available options if need be. Look at that. There's the Pacific. Cabo's out there somewhere. It's beyond the horizon, so we can't quite see it. That's a cool screenshot. Schmutz on the window notwithstanding.
Climbing through transition altitude.
All right, we'll go ahead and sync our altimeter now that we're through transition altitude. And you can see here we are headed towards our track. Here is our track through the northern part of Mexico over the mountains. And then here we are, right here's the U.S. border, the yellow line. And as you can see, we're approaching runway 4 northeast. Well, hopefully wind doesn't become an issue, but we'll play it by ear. But that's it for now for part 1, friends. Might grab a couple screenshots on our climb out just because I expect, as the sun sets, it to look pretty darn cool. I mean, even that, look. Huh. My goodness, how I do love it so. And we'll make sure we're all properly configured though for our climb out. Reconfirm landing lights are off. Get our tail floodlight on. And look good in all other respects. Timer's going. Look at that. 5 minutes and 35 seconds after we started our timer, and we're already at 25,000 feet. Man, this thing. Holy cow. All right, so stand by for part 2. We'll see what happens when we get to our approach into El Paso. There's the city of Mazatlan itself, Mazatlan proper. And was a pleasant stay there for an evening. Thanks for joining us.